If you're just starting to work out, the tips in this video are incredibly important so that you don't miss out on the gains that you could be getting in those first few months. So one of the best things about getting into the gym is the fact that when you first start out is when you will see the most significant difference in your physique, in your body composition, and in your ability to complete the workout and the exercises. And this phenomenon is referred to as newbie gains, which most people in the fitness industry will talk about. And the 5 tips that I'm going to talk about in this video are incredibly important so you don't miss out on a lot of those gains that you could be getting when you're first starting out. Okay, so the first thing that I want to talk about is probably the most common mistake that I see other people make, and one that I definitely made myself when I was first starting out. So think about anything in life where you want to achieve something significant. The most important thing that you can do is make sure to set realistic goals and give yourself an opportunity to be successful, especially when motivation and consistency are so important. So if you're setting realistic goals for yourself in the gym, whether those be size, physique, or strength, the important thing is that those are reasonable and things that you can actually accomplish. The best thing that can happen is if you set a goal for yourself that's attainable, and if you achieve that early, you can set a new goal that's going to take you to that next level. But if you start with a goal that will stretch you too much, maybe you will suffer from a lack of motivation, a lack of consistency, and then not be able to achieve any of those goals at the end of the day. So whether it's increasing muscle mass, improving your stamina, improving your cardiovascular fitness, losing weight, anything that you want to accomplish, setting a realistic goal is definitely going to set you up for success in the long run. Okay, so this next tip is actually something that I made the mistake of a couple of months ago, and is the reason most people have to leave the gym and can't get back in for a certain period of time. And of course, that means we're talking about injuries. Avoiding injuries and ensuring that you stay healthy is incredibly important, which means as you're overloading the weights, as you're giving yourself a little bit more difficulty, that progressive increased strain, you want to make sure that you're not going too heavy. One way to do this is to lift with a partner, to make sure you're going with someone or some sort of a gym buddy to help you out, to save you if you definitely overload yourself on the weight bench. But another way is simply to understand your numbers and to start with something small. Make sure you're including warm-ups in your sets so you can really dial in the movements, especially as you're new. Your technique is not going to be perfect. My technique needs a lot of work, which is why every time I do a set, I do a slow set with low weights so that I make sure that I'm understanding how the muscles are working together, building that mind-muscle connection, and the ability to ensure that what you're actually doing in the gym is going to pay off in muscle growth and strength increases. And as your muscles adapt to this increase in strength, increase in overload, you can continue to increase. Maybe that's an additional set, maybe that's an additional rep, or a little bit more weight added on top. And over time, you should be making those increases so that you keep that level of strain and your muscles will continue to grow and increase their strength. Okay, so now you're in the gym, now you're working hard, you're doing the work, and you're seeing these people that definitely skip leg day. Please do not do that. It's incredibly important. And the next tip is to target every major muscle group. So now we're talking about chest, shoulders and arms, back, legs, and core. So there's a few reasons why this is important, and they really will make a difference in your physique. One of the major reasons is that overtraining a specific muscle group will definitely lead you to injury. We talked about that in the progressive overload section, but also because as you're just starting to gain your fitness level, as you're spending more time in the gym, you're learning more about your body and what you can achieve personally. Every person has muscle groups that are especially strong, especially weak, some that grow faster, some that grow slower, and that's different for every single person and every single body. The reason that's important is because as you're starting to build muscle, as you're starting to get stronger, you want to understand which areas of your body you need to focus on in order to stay balanced. If one area of your body gets significantly stronger, a good example of this could be quadriceps and hamstrings, the two different sides of your leg. If one is significantly stronger than the other, you're putting an imbalance and additional strain on your joints, which is not going to be a good thing as you get older, and even as you try to compete in other types of sports and athletic events. You don't want to be lagging in your actual joints and tendons and ligaments, the things that keep your body running. And an additional benefit is the fact that as you learn more about your body, you'll see that some things need minimal training to grow and increase strength, and some things need significantly more. So you can spend the time when you're planning your workout split to know which areas of your body need more time or maybe need to be more fresh. You can put those right after a rest day. I'll talk more about that in future videos, but the important thing is to understand more about your body and how you adapt to exercise. Another incredibly important element of maximizing your newbie gains and your gains in the gym is not actually in the gym, and it's not even in the kitchen. One of the most important things that you can do as you're starting to increase your strength and size in the gym, especially when you're first starting out, is getting enough sleep, and rest and recovery. This doesn't just mean getting 8 hours of sleep at night. While that's incredibly important and is a big part of this tip, another important element is to not go to the gym every single day of the week. It's tempting, especially as you're starting to see improvements and you're getting stronger, to just work harder and harder to try and make that faster and faster. That's definitely the first thing that I thought when I first started going to the gym, but it's really important that you understand that muscle is actually built and grown not in the gym, that's where you break it down, but it's actually grown and developed as you're resting. So taking not only important care to make sure you're sleeping a full 8 hours a night of good sleep and really focusing on your sleep. And if you're interested in diving deeper into sleep and how you can improve that, definitely check out this video. But let's talk about rest days in general. As you're programming your workout split, you're taking your week and you're saying, what workouts am I gonna do this week? You wanna make sure that you're taking time to rest and days outside the gym to really recover and let your body improve. Muscle soreness is definitely going to be a big part of your life, especially for the first few months. And combating that soreness and making sure that it does not lead to injury is incredibly important. And the reason that we take rest days, that we make sure that we're resting on those days. A good rule of thumb for this is to make sure to take 48 hours at a bare minimum between working the same muscle group. I think when you're first starting out, this is my opinion, it's something that works for me, is to not do a single muscle group more than twice in a single week, and that even would probably, as a maximum, not be the general rule. If you work some areas once a week, that's fine. Getting started is what's important, building that consistency is what's important, and as you build your week, you'll start to learn more about which areas of your body are able to be trained more and which ones should be trained less. Okay, so I saved this tip till last, but it's probably the most important thing that I can tell you about how to improve and maintain and accelerate the gains that you get in the gym, and that thing is definitely nutrition. I want to mention that it's not just spending time in the kitchen, it's not just eating healthy. I want to talk about supplements and how those impact your actual growth. Now, most people think as soon as they start working out, they need to hit GNC or MyProtein and get online, make sure they get every single thing that they need. And I even have a video about all of the BPN products that I reviewed. You can check that out over there. But what I want to talk about is the actual impact that these supplements make. Now, if you take a look at this graph, you can see this is created by me in my personal experience, but I think this is fairly accurate. Let me know in the comments if you disagree. But 65% of the gains that you're gonna get when you first start working out are related to consistency. That means making sure you're going to the gym, you're making this a habit, you're not taking 3, 4, 5 days off. If you're doing these things consistently, 65% of your gains are going to come from that. Another 30% are coming from your nutrition and making sure that you're actually eating good, healthy foods, enough foods. Most people are under eating, they're not taking on enough calories. Again, this doesn't mean having more cookies, but just having more food, more meals, and making sure you're fueling your body properly. Now that only leaves 5%, 5 additional percent for supplements. The reason I say it's 5% because that's just the cherry on top, the cream of the crop, getting that little last extra benefit. Now let's say you take all the supplements that you can, but you're only going to the gym once or twice a week. Okay, well you're missing out on 65% of your potential gains so that you can get that 5% extra from your supplements. So is that really worth it? I would say it's not. So nutrition, very much more important, and supplements are the least important thing. So don't waste your money on supplements if you're not willing to spend the time and spend the effort to build the habit and consistency of going to the gym, eating healthy, and getting good, solid sleep. So you've learned the 5 things that are definitely gonna help you maximize your newbie gains in the gym, and you're ready to rock it, you're ready to start that routine, you're ready to start working out, eating healthy, sleeping well, and maybe even get a few supplements on the way if you're making sure you're doing those things right. We all know that consistency is the most important thing that you can do and the main reason that you'll be successful. So get out there, really excited for you. Definitely let me know in the comment section below what your workout goals are and we can all work them out together. And I'll see you in the next video.